Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Good as Gold number 56. I'm OrD, that's OrD. You can find me on the Twitters at ORD_SC2 or at any of those places down over there in that GIF. Yes, stare at it, stare at it. And with me today is LordFreiza as my co-commentator, my co-caster, if you will. You can find him on youtube.com/Freiza Starcraft. That's I-E, even though his name is E-I, apparently, in my title. We'll fix it later. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm good myself. How about you?
I am always amazing when I'm casting these games. It's a serious lot of fun. I'll let you take it away with the intro.
Alrighty, guys. Well, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Beggies, the blue Zerg player. And spawning in the top right, we have our gold Terran player, Dibs1.
Dibzone. He was kind enough to just invite us right away. Kind of eases the headache, and everything is prepared. So we see the supply. What?
Oop.
Oh, he built it in the wrong spot, and that's... I think it's actually worthwhile against Zerg to cancel it and rebuild it.
Yeah.
It does put you a little bit behind, but then again, this supply depot is normally done a little too early to put the racks down immediately, so a quick cancel like that, it doesn't really hurt you too much. The 25 minerals is a little bit of a problem that you lose on the cancel, because you obviously don't get a full return on all of your money. And our Zerg player just droning up.
Yep, just droning up. I'll be interested to see if he goes for the 15 hatch or goes for the pool first. I mean, personally, what are you expecting? Because I think the hatch is a little more common, but I'm not so sure what's more common in the lower league tournaments.
Well, right now it looks like Beggs is going to go for that hatch first. What seems to be pretty common is anywhere between a 12 and 14 pool, followed by a hatchery.
Alrighty. Well, we do see this drone scout getting into the base of Dibs1. Not going to be seeing too much. He does see this barracks. I don't think he poked up to see that one gas geyser being thrown down, but that shouldn't be too big a deal. It just is a little indicator that it's probably not one rack's expanding, or it's not going to be coming out as quickly if that's what he's going for.
SCV scout for Dibzone gets in, sees that no gas has been taken yet, but he doesn't actually scout quite far enough to double check whether or not a pool came down. He sees the hatchery, and he sees that it's about halfway done, so it's kind of safe to assume that it wasn't. But there are interesting timings that can happen with that, say, cutting a drone and then having all of a sudden a 10 pool surprise you, even though his expansion was at a normal time. The drone scout for Beggies being pushed away finally by this SCV, who was clearly annoyed to have him there. Second rack's being put down. And it's actually a pretty decent distance away from the ramp, which is important. It may even be too close still, though, if as everyone comes up to the top. Still may be able to see that. I'm not positive. We'll have to wait and see. And also we have the SCV for Dibzone controlling the far Zelnaga. I like that. He'll be able to see any Zergling pressure coming out. Not sure what this drone is doing.
Yeah, it's a little drone running around, being a little bugger. I guess trying to prevent any SCVs from throwing down a bunker or something crazy, because he doesn't have the Overlord floating over the natural, and that's something that's important, because generally when you throw down the expansion, you want to have the Overlord over it. When the hatchery is being built, it gives you virtually zero vision, so you can't see bunkers being built right next to it, and that's the important thing. I guess that's what he was doing with that drone, because he has his Overlords spread out across the map. He's got this left one going across, probably going to try and poke into the base at some point, and this other one's over here by the natural on top of these rocks, and it's a nice position because Marines can't shoot up there, but it gives envision of when the army moves out. So on this map, it's particularly effective. But you can also see this on the old Core Hell compound and on many other maps.
Yep, the Spinecrawler going down. Again, it's a little bit early, but our Zerg player is operating with very limited information. As soon as this Overlord gets there and pokes in, he'll at least be able to see that one gas has gone down instead of two, and so he won't have to prepare for any type of early cloak Banshee play. There is no research happening. This tech lab's been finished for a little while, but there's nothing going on. The factory being switched over onto the other racks, so it looks like we're going to have at least Reactor Hellion opening in just a moment. And what's interesting, if you play Terran, guys, okay, I don't know where the factory is going now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he may have... Okay, there. Okay. A little bit of miscontrol. What's interesting is that you can actually position the floating building like just above and up and to the left of the building that's on the ground, and then you won't have to wait for that extra 5 or 10 seconds of animation and game time where it rearranges itself. You'll see pros do that, and it's actually pretty hard. Artosis and Tasteless will often rate it during their interesting commentating stuff. Do you ever get a chance to catch GSL, Frieza?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's
Sorry.
no, that's okay. Just the Code A games recently, so it's not as interesting, except for the fact that there was an amazingly weird game between Freaky and Bomber the other day that I just can't get out of my mind because it makes infestors really seem imbalanced when you just produce only infestors. Because they can all throw out, like 4 infested Terran at a time, and then all of a sudden you're trying to fight an army of 600 infested Terran, and you lose that fight.
Yeah, gotta go look up that replay or something. But we just see over at the factory 4 Hellions have been produced, as well as a bunch of Marauders. So rather than going for the standard Hellion harass opening, he's going to be going for a Hellion Marauder push. And I seem to find this to be relatively effective. Ooh, what is he doing with these SCVs? He's taking off his SCVs. Wow.
It's a 2-1. It's not even a 1-1-1. And these Zerglings here, they get to see all the SCVs on the way. This Overlord is a little confused and perhaps scared. Meanwhile, down here, we just had 2 Evo Chambers go down. There's already 2 Queens out and a Spinecrawler. Lay down another Spinecrawler, please. The 3rd Queen making its way down. Zergling speed on the way, but it will not complete. Hopefully we see more. Oh, there's a Baneling nest on the way, but I don't think there's enough time. The Hellions obviously get here first. There we go. 2nd Spinecrawler finally going down. Whoa, Mouse is freaking out there.
Not having Link speed or Roaches is going to be super detrimental to this push. I mean, he's really going to need a great hold with these Queens and Spines, because to be honest, he does not have the ground forces to fight this in any way, shape, or form. And here goes the engagement. What are you seeing here?
Transfuse out of the Queen. Maybe. Ooh. There it goes. Nicely done. So the Queen's on hold position, really giving the Spinecrawlers and the other Queens a chance to attack. The Zerglings and the drones, however, being here, they're just taking unnecessary damage. They can't get out because the Queens are in their way. So not a good engagement for Beggy so far, and he's down by 11 supply, now 14, and this is just going out of control for him. If only he had let the drones out earlier. This choke point worked completely in our Terran player's favor, and now a Manor Mule goes down. The SCV's on auto repair, and okay, he's just kind of kiting a hatchery right now, enjoying himself, realizing that his all-in has worked, and nothing else to call it. That's an all-in, ladies and gents. When you have this many SCVs left in your base after the attack. Baggies is sad that I allowed him to be all in, but sometimes, hey, it works, especially when you hatch first. Yeah,
well, anything's allowed, I guess. This kind of sucks, but I guess that's GG.
Yeah, it will be pretty soon. Baggies is excited to have a few more drones left over to Micro. He's trying to get him down to the low ground. However, he's going to meet up with... some Broodlings take out a Marine!
Almost gets the other one.
2 supply left, and this Hellion actually will... I don't know if he will ever kill this larva, because it heals almost at the same rate that the Hellion does damage. He does like 3 damage at a time. GG, well played. Good luck in the tournament. Thank you, Beggies, for the good sportsmanship. You're welcome to hang out, I suppose, for a moment. There you go. So, Dib Zone advances, punishing his opponent for trying that cheeky hatch first. And ladies and gentlemen, stick around if you're live for game number 3 from Good as Gold 56. Otherwise, click on the next VOD to see a game from round number 3.